Welcome to the Swisspreneur Show, a podcast about startup stories and hands-on learnings from experienced entrepreneurs. My name is Sylvan and I will be your host. Fabian, a very warm welcome to the Swisspreneur Show. It's a pleasure to have you here today.
Hi Sylvan, thank you, the pleasure is mine.
Fabian, you're the CTO and co-founder of UNISERS, a company that provides a sensitive and fast analysis solution for the entire semiconductor ecosystem. A very important and also relevant topic to talk about, so I'm looking forward to our discussion. What I would like to learn more about is what actually motivated you to start your own company.
So it was a very natural process. So I always wanted to build something with an impact. And a bit more than 2.5 years ago, I was contacted and they asked me if I want to join UNISERS for a small project. At that time, UNISERS was in the communization phase with the Pioneer Fellowship from ETH. And yeah, the project was very successful. I really enjoyed to work with the team. And then they asked me, do you want to join as a co-founder? And for me, it was definitely clear this is a great opportunity and maybe a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. And I said, yes, of course.
Wow, that's a very cool story of how you actually, happened to start your own company. What was so motivating for you, to get involved with UNISERS, but also in general to start your own company? You mentioned you wanted to have an impact. Was there any specific impact that you were looking for?
I mean, I like to engineer and solve problems. And I learned that just solving problems, there are problems that are really nice features, but there are also things that really change how people live and also make things more efficient. And I mean, with UNISERS, this is a perfect way. We can engineer a great product, but we can also help our customers, and we have a kind of a positive impact on the environment.
I think that's a very good motivation to have. You talked about solving problems. So what's the specific problem that you solve with your startup, with UNISERS?
So the semiconductor industry, these are the guys producing the computer chips. They have to trash between 10 and 40% of the produced computer chips. And this is due to defects caused by contamination. And if you have a look at how computer chips are produced, it needs around 4 to 6 weeks, and they have over 1,000 steps where they form very special and tiny patterns on a surface. And at the end, they check these computer chips and they realize they are not working or the quality is not as good as they hoped for. And then they have to look for what kind of contamination from which process step kind of destroyed this pattern. And this is also becoming kind of a larger problem because with advancing technology, these patterns need to become smaller. And smaller patterns means it becomes vulnerable to even smaller contamination. And maybe some of you have followed how Intel really struggled to move to their 10 nanometer architecture for multiple years. They don't kind of disclose what are the sources, but contamination can be one of the major facts, because Intel, for example, in last year at an Ultra Pure Micro Congress event, they really stated that their suppliers have to improve the quality control, and they cannot. The only tool that could kind of solve this problem costs 30 million, and they simply cannot enforce a 40 or 50 million revenue company to buy such a tool.
Wow, that's a very, very relevant problem to solve. I wasn't aware that this is such a big thing. So that's very impressive to see. Did you also protect your solution under any, IP rights or anything of that sort?
Yes, exactly. There are patents, also trade secrets. We know that as every good strategy, you don't want to publish everything.
Right, that makes sense. And what experience does your team actually bring to the table? What's the background of your team or the team behind UNISERS?
So our CEO, Ali, he has a PhD in nanotechnology. And he also went through this whole process of the Pioneer Fellowship with ETH. But before all of this, he worked 5 years in the semiconductor industry in South Korea, where he worked with also in projects with Samsung, and he learned the culture and how to speak Korean, which sounds very how to say. It sounds a bit special, but the funny story was like last year he was in Korea and a few startups presented, and he realized that it was very difficult to communicate with the local people, and he just started out of nowhere. He started to present in Korean, and I mean this was how to say. In the end, everybody was talking about the Swiss guy who talked Korean.
Yeah, that must have been very impressive for them.
Yeah. And it was really, this was kind of the start to bridge and get really close to these guys. Mm-hmm. And yeah, he also presented at other events, and he started to build up a network of experts and key people we can ask for help, or also to promote our technology. And the second kind of co-founder of mine, he's a hardware genius. It's Timo. So he has an own workshop with all these tools, and we use existing modules. So we take these modules, and he makes some minor but very crucial adaptations that they fit our needs. And he's also an expert in contamination, how to control it. And myself, I'm responsible for the analysis and also control software, but also have experience in project management and also financial planning.
Awesome. Sounds like a good and diverse mix of the skill sets behind your team.
Yes, exactly.
Can you also, yes, sorry?
And we can also rely on, we had really the pleasure to benefit from different programs like the Pioneer Fellowship and Venture Lab, right, and InnoSwiss coaching. And this really helped a lot to also get the business side. And it was also, we talked with many experts, like I think we have over 100 meetings, and it was really crucial to get these feedback from advisors and also from these experts to extract what we really need to do.
Absolutely. And, it's also, that's a good point, also adapting for the business side and learning that part. There's a good saying from Naval, the co-founder of AngelList. He says, it's easier to teach an engineer business than teaching engineering to a business person. So I think that's something that you can really also adapt and get on the go, basically.
Exactly.
Let's talk about your milestones. What milestones have you recently reached with your company?
So at the beginning of the year, we were able to kind of push our detection limit to in the 10 nanometer range. And this is considered as a really large breakthrough, because the $30 million tool I talked previously, they don't kind of publish or say what their detection limit is, but we heard that's actually worse. So this created a lot of impact, and we got contacted by the International Roadmap Committee. So these are the guys that work together for the industry to solve the challenges that the industry has to overcome to advance. And this contamination detection is really a major problem of them. We started a project with them, which was extremely successful, and they said, we want to continue to do this project. And even Samsung decided to join these projects. Wow. And in the meantime, due to the publicity we also started free projects with other kind of semiconductor companies from the United States.
That's that's incredible. You seem to be on a very good path, but at the same time, this also raises the question of competition. How does the competitive landscape on the market side look like?
So we actually don't have kind of direct competitors, but of course there is some competition. And one is KLA. They produced this $30 million tool, which is basically doing the same, but is, as I said, extremely expensive. And only Intel or Samsung, these high-end facilities, can afford such a tool, and they can only use it for very limited, very limited applications. And there is no way as a supplier from Intel can afford such a tool, or that a kind of another even medium or large-size semiconductor company can just afford such a tool for R&D. Right. And Then there is a second tool. These are the scanning electron microscopes. They are very sensitive, but they just need multiple days or even weeks to detect contamination. And kind of the affordable tools, which are around $1 million, they also require a lot of manual work. So it's not really practical to use in real life.
So you basically hit the sweet spot there. Your solution is cheaper, but still doesn't require that many manual labor to really actually deliver good results in a timely manner.
Exactly, yeah.
And, we all know that building a company is something incredibly difficult and tough also. It's like a roller coaster ride with all the ups and downs. What were some of the toughest challenges that you had to overcome when building UNISERS?
So, our technology is extremely versatile, but we enhance like optical signals to make it easier to detect it. And this is so many different applications. And in the beginning, we wanted to make a tool that's kind of suitable for the semiconductor industry, but fulfills all the demands that were out there. And then we realized, okay, the development is way too long and also too expensive. And then we were able to really simplify the tool. So with simplifying it, we mean we can really buy two modules from suppliers. We mount them together, make some minor but very crucial adaptations. Then we put our software on it, and we have a, nearly unbeatable product.
Very nice. Yeah, that was for sure a big challenge to solve, but a very successful one at the end. Currently, you're also fundraising. How much money are you actually looking for, and what will the funds be used for?
So we need 1.2 million for the next 18 months. So we will use it to continue our marketing activities for example, with the International Roadmap Committee, but also present at some major events like Ultra Pure Micro, where we have been for the last 2 years. Then we will, with this, we will sell our first tool, but we will also kind of continue to offer these analysis services. Because these analysis services, we see it as it's kind of crucial to convince our customers about the value proposition. And with this, we target 1 million revenue. But we will also use the money to extend our advisory board and file at least another patent. But to give a remark on this, in the last days, we got contacted by two semiconductor companies who want to form a strategic collaboration. So we are now thinking about more pushing to kind of a bridge round with convertible loans to push these strategic collaborations and then raise an equity round in 6 to 9 months. So yeah, these are the things we are currently evaluating.
And that financing round in 6 to 12 months will probably be significantly higher than what you're looking for at the moment, right?
Exactly, yes.
Do you already have a rough estimation how much you would be raising if that's the case?
So in this case, we would be in the range of 4 million Swiss francs.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, very exciting times ahead. That's a very nice development that you're basically pulling off there.
Yes, and in some case, we also have to be lucky for this crisis. There are some some benefits we had, because the companies before they said like, now we cannot send you your samples because they are confidential. And now with the whole situation that we cannot visit them, they started to get, okay, we sign NDAs and we send you these samples. So that's also interesting times with new opportunities.
Things that were impossible before suddenly get possible, right?
Exactly, yes.
Fantastic. So to sort of wrap up the session for today, I prepared 3 rapid fire questions for you. I give you just a short question and you can answer in 1 or 2 sentences. Are you ready?
Yes.
Awesome. What was your summer job as a teenager?
I assembled mounting structures for traffic signs.
Nice. Not semiconductors yet, but
No.
Something else. What are you most proud of in your life?
I won the 3rd place in National League B in wrestling with my team from Weinfelden.
Wow.
And yeah, during this time, I commuted like 4 hours per day for my studies at ETH, and I'm still surprised that somehow I was able to practice nearly every day and compete at weekends.
You must be motivated to go for that championship.
Yes, exactly.
And what's a surprising fact that people don't know about you?
You kind of briefly mentioned it before. So before I decided what I want to study, I wasn't sure if I want to go for economics in St. Gallen or engineering at ETH. And then, as you said, my father told me, yeah, go for engineering because you can still move to business afterwards. And I have to be, I mean, now it's more true than ever because I really got the opportunity to kind of go to so many interesting workshops or participate in courses at ETH and experiences in real life that I can say it's really true.
Yeah, and you literally you are just doing that at the moment as we speak, right?
Exactly.
You're moving into the business world. Hey, Fabian, that was a lot of fun. Thank you so much for the nice and exciting insights that you provided us with. And we wish you all the best for the future and hopefully some great deals with the semiconductor producers.
Thank you very much. And thank you for the opportunity to talk with you.
Today's episode was brought to you by SBB Startup. If you think that your startup or your idea is a good fit to the Swiss Railways, get in touch with them at sbbstartup.com. It doesn't matter if you're an already established company or just have an idea, the dedicated team behind SBB Startup is here to help you and to evaluate the good fit to the Swiss Railways. In order to contact them, visit sbbstartup.com. Thank you very much for listening to today's episode. If you enjoyed the content, we would be thrilled to receive your rating on Apple Podcasts. That way you not only support Swisspreneur, but also help other entrepreneurs discovering the show and finding more valuable information on how to run their businesses. Next week, we will already be back with an all new episode of the Swisspreneur Show, so we hope to see you again then for a new episode.